Hello, history lovers. I am here in the History of Play studio today. I am having an office day, and we want to discuss some of our favorite venues at which to perform. And a venue that I've had the fortune to perform at for many years is in Worcester, Massachusetts. It is on the campus of Worcester Polytechnic Institute, one of the best schools in the nation for cultivating new and up-and-coming engineers, and it is called Higgins House. And the Higgins House is like a castle. I think it's the only castle I've performed in, but actually I have to think about that. Not quite sure. I'll get back to you. And it's been a really, really wonderful experience to get to explore different rooms as I've gotten to perform there over the years. And the Higgins brothers were really a fascinating duo who both had this fanaticism in regard to medieval culture, times, traditions, architecture. So let's learn a little bit more about the Higgins brothers and the Higgins House at WPI.
Meet John Woodman Higgins, a steel manufacturer with the heart of a knight. John's fascination with the craft of metalworking led him to create one of the most impressive collections of arms and armor in the entire world. He saw medieval armor as the ultimate display of steel craftsmanship, a connection between ancient artisans and his own industrial age. He built the Higgins Armory Museum right next to his factory in 1931, where visitors could journey through centuries of steel. I was one of those visitors as a kid. I went on a field trip, and I remember trying on this heavy chainmail vest. I was probably like 9 years old, maybe 8 years old, weighed no more than 60 pounds, if that, and this chainmail was probably 25 pounds. And it blew my mind that knights could wear something so heavy and move with such agility and power, and I could barely stand up. Now, the exterior of Higgins Armory Museum was this innovative, modern Art Deco design. It was glass, it was steel, and then the main galleries inside resembled great medieval halls. Now you can find the collection that was formerly in Higgins Armory in the Worcester Art Museum. Unfortunately, Higgins Armory did close quite a few years ago. But John wasn't the only Higgins with this medieval fascination. His older brother, Aldous Chapin Higgins, could not resist the allure of European castles. His frequent travels to Europe, particularly to England, cemented his interest in Old English architecture. He commissioned a private residence to be directly modeled on Compton Wynyates Castle, a 16th century Tudor manor in Warwickshire, England. This Compton Wynyates replica was completed in 1923. For us at History at Play, Higgins House is super special. I have loved performing there over the last several years. Every detail, stained glass, impressive ironwork, gorgeous architecture, beautiful gardens, they all tie back to the Higgins admiration for medieval design and craftsmanship. All in all, whether it was John's quest to preserve the history of armor or Aldous's dream to live in a castle, these brothers truly allowed their medieval minds to shape their lives, and they left an extraordinary legacy for the folks in Worcester, Massachusetts.
Thanks for joining us, and I'd love to know if you have any ancestors who hail all the way back to medieval era days. Perhaps you found out you were related to a knight in shining armor. If you do know of a distant relation from that era, please do put it down in the comments below so I can learn more about your family's history. Thank you, and make history. Bye.